David the shepherd who became king. Long ago in the land of Israel, there lived a boy named David. He was the youngest of 8 sons in the family of Jesse. While his older brothers were busy with soldier work and other important duties, David had a quiet life in the hills of Bethlehem, looking after his father's sheep. David wasn't famous. He wasn't big or strong, but he had something special, a deep love for God. While watching over the sheep, David would play his harp, sing songs to the Lord, and protect the animals from lions and bears. One day, God spoke to the prophet Samuel. God said, "Go to Jesse's house. I have chosen one of his sons to be the next king of Israel." When Samuel saw Jesse's sons, he thought the oldest one looked perfect. But God whispered, "Do not look at his height or strength. I look at the heart." Finally, David was brought in from the fields, dirty, young, and smelling of sheep. But God said, "This is the one." And so, in front of his surprised brothers, Samuel poured oil on David's head. From that day, the Spirit of the Lord came upon David. Time passed. The nation of Israel went to war against the Philistines, a powerful enemy. The Philistines had a giant named Goliath, over 9 feet tall, wearing armor and shouting insults at Israel's army. Every day, Goliath challenged them, "Send one man to fight me. If he wins, we will be your servants. But if I win, you will serve us." The Israelites were terrified. No one dared to face him. Then one day, young David came to bring food to his brothers at the battlefield. He heard Goliath's words and asked, "Who is this giant that mocks the living God?" David offered to fight Goliath. King Saul was shocked. "You are just a boy." But David said, "When lions and bears came for my sheep, I fought them. God helped me then. He will help me now." David refused Saul's armor. He chose 5 smooth stones and his sling. On the battlefield, Goliath laughed. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" David replied, "You come with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord." Then he ran toward Goliath, swung his sling, and struck the giant's forehead with a stone. Goliath fell to the ground. The Philistines ran in fear. David became a hero. The people sang, "Saul has killed thousands, but David has killed tens of thousands." King Saul became jealous. He tried to kill David many times. David ran to the wilderness and hid in caves. Even though David had chances to kill Saul, he refused. "I will not harm the Lord's anointed," he said. Years passed. Saul died in battle. Finally, David became king. As king, David led Israel with courage. He brought peace, wrote psalms, and danced before God with joy. But David was still human. One day, he saw a beautiful woman named Bathsheba. She was married, but David took her for himself. When she became pregnant, he arranged for her husband, Uriah, to die in battle. God was displeased. He sent the prophet Nathan, who told David a parable. David was angry at the man in the story until Nathan said, "You are that man." David's heart broke. He repented deeply, crying out to God, "Create in me a clean heart, O God." Though David suffered the consequences of his actions, he never turned away from God. In his old age, David looked back at his life not with pride, but with humility. He passed the throne to his son Solomon and died peacefully. David's life shows us that even when we fall, God is ready to forgive a humble heart. He was a shepherd, a warrior, a sinner, a psalmist, and a king. And from David's family came the greatest king of all, Jesus Christ.